is mine, is mine. Whose world is this? Me and my kicks, me and my kicks. It's mine, it's mine. Me and my kicks.
What is going on, YouTube? It's your favorite YouTuber, me and my kicks. And as you already know, towards the end of the year, we got to do these top 10s, am I right? So this is my top 10 sneakers that I overpaid for, man. You win some and you lose some, but you win to fight another day. But coming up is my top 10. As always, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. Also, comment down below which shoe that you overpaid for in 2022. It could be a shoe, a purse, a fragrance, or whatever. Anything that you overpaid for in 2022, comment down below and we could chop it up in the comment section. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. Takes nothing but a couple seconds and you'll be notified of when I drop future videos. Now enough talking, let's get into this list. Coming in at number 10 is the Vans Old School Positive Vibrations Edition. This shoe came out on 420 overseas, internationally. So I thought that this shoe was going to be only an international only sneaker when it dropped on 420. I don't smoke weed or anything like that, but I like the colorway and like the design of this shoe. It's made with hemp materials. It got that hemp material right here and all throughout the shoe, and just I like the color scheme of it. It really popped. And you know, I think I paid retail and a little bit over, since I had to go, you know, from an international shipper. I paid probably like 160, 170 for these, and it retailed like 150. But I didn't know that these shoes was going to release in the US. And what eventually happened was maybe like 3 or 4 months later, like in August or July, they dropped these in the US. So if I'd have known that, I'd have just waited and gotten the shoes when, you know, they dropped in the US, because I could have gotten for a much lower price, because like these wasn't hyped or anything like that. If you'd have just waited, you could have got these during Black Friday for a great price. So I overpaid on these, even though it's a great shoe, so I had to add it to the list. So coming in at number 10 is the Vans Old School Positive Vibrations Edition. Coming in at number 9 is the Reebok Question Dr J Edition. I bought these last year and I paid retail for them. I got these off eBay from an overseas seller, because these released overseas at first. And sometimes knowing Reebok, like they'll drop a shoe overseas first, let it sit for a year over there, and then drop it in the US. And that's exactly what happened with these. They eventually dropped this year in the US. And if I'd have just waited, I could have got these for way lower than what I paid, because I paid retail plus a little bit, you know, to get it shipped from you know, overseas to over here. And I could have just waited and paid like 180 bucks for these. So, you know, I took that L, and it is what it is. So coming in at number 9 is the Reebok Question Dr J Edition. Coming in at number 8 is the Reebok Answer 4 Tunnel Walkthrough, or Eagles colorway. This one I paid under retail for, but I could have got this for way under retail if I wanted to. Even though I, you know, saved like 30, 40 bucks, I could have still waited and saved like 80, 90 bucks. So, you know, it's a little bit you know, kind of petty, but at the end of the day, that 30, 40 bucks extra on top of what I could have saved counts. I could have, you know, spent that on the bill, paid towards another shoe. But I think I got these through Lapstone and Hammer when they had a deal on them. I paid like 110 for them. But now, you know, these kind of like out of rotation now, but you could have easily got these for like 80, 70 bucks if you was just keeping your ear to the streets. So coming in at number 8 is the Reebok Answer 4 Tunnel, or Philadelphia Eagles Edition. Coming in at number 7 is the Reebok Question Mocha Edition. These came out this year, and what's funny is like I could have got these for retail if I wanted, but I thought that these was going to sit and no one was going to be on these shoes like that. But what ended up happening was like the bigger sizes of the shoe sold out very quickly, and it wasn't that many like retailers that had this shoe. So I had to end up, I forgot, I found one website that had it, and they marked it up just a little bit. It was like maybe 10 or 20 bucks over retail. So I ended up having to pay that tax on it and get these shoes for like, I want to say 20, 30 bucks over retail. That's a little bit slight, but once again, if I'd have just bought these the day they came out, I could have saved a little money. But anyways, I had to add these on the list. You know, great shoe overall, but I just paid a little bit more than I could have for them. So coming in at number 7 is the Reebok Question Mocha. Coming in at number 6 is the Reebok Answer 1 Orca Whale or Playoffs Edition. I had these shoes for like a year. I was one of the first people to do a review on this and put it on YouTube, but I had got this like a year ago, because these dropped internationally a year ago. and I ended up getting them from an overseas seller. And you know, I always wanted these shoes coming up. I know he wore these in the finals, and I know he wore these in the playoffs. And like, this was like the first time that they actually came out at retail for people to buy. And you know, I bought them last year. I paid retail, I think a little bit over retail, and then they finally reached the States this year and they dropped them. And you know, people did not buy these shoes, and you could have easily got these for a nice discount or a decent little sale if you just wait. And you know, that's pretty disrespectful, I can't lie, man, because these are classics and people just passing them on by. It's pretty disrespectful. But anyways, since I overpaid for these shoes, even though I had them like a year earlier than everybody else, I still overpaid, so I got to add them on the list. So coming in at number 6 is the Reebok Answer 4 Orca Whale or Playoffs Edition. Coming in at number 5 is the Diadora / 24 Pilates collaboration, Amigos Para Siempre. I know I'm butchering that. I don't have good Spanish, but it is what it is. But this shoe, like, I like the shoe. I like the colorway, the materials used and stuff like that. But this shoe, since it only released at 24 Pilates and like overseas, this was like a $300 plus shoe. And you know, just for an all yellow shoe to pay $300 plus for it, you know, looking back at it, I could have just waited, because like, you know, I mean, I want the shoe, but I don't want it at $300. I kind of like just took that leap for no reason. But you know, overall, it's definitely a great shoe. Just didn't want to pay $300 plus for it. And you know, in that opinion, so since I'm thinking like that, I feel like I overpaid for the shoe. So coming in at number 5 is the 24 Pilates / Diadora collaboration, Amigos Para Siempre. Coming in at number 4 is the Clear Weather Wumpington Low Paddington edition. The reason why I wanted this shoe is because like I like the colorway on it. You got that green with that, you know, with that brown. Then you got that blue in there with the yellow, the red pull tab, and it reminds you of the show Paddington. I never watched that show Paddington in my life, but I like the colorway and theme that they put on these shoes. And you know, like, this boot or this shoe is kind of like out of my realm. Like, I usually don't rock stuff like this, but I was like kind of, you know, gravitated towards getting these. And what ended up happening was I got these from some website that sells clear weather, but not the clear weather website. They had these on sale because these retail at $250, and they had them on sale for like $200. So I ended up pulling the trigger and buying these. But then right after I bought these, Clearweather had their own website where you can get an additional amount off, and I could have got these for like $170, $160. So I was just kicking myself, man, because literally I sat on these shoes for like 6 months before I bought them, and then the moment after I bought them, they went on sale on the Clearweather website. So, you know, I'm kind of mad that I could have saved 30, 40 bucks, but it is what it is. Overall, I really like this shoe, like the colorway on it. And, you know, I got to figure out how I'm going to rock these when I do rock them. But coming in at number 4, the Clearweather Lumpington Low Boot Paddington Edition. Coming in at number 3 is the Mach Runner White Sox Southside Edition. This shoe overall is decent, but it's like just a regular, you know, white, black, and, you know, gray shoe. I have a lot of like shoes like that I will wear over these. And the reason why I really just jumped on it is because I was on the Mach wagon hard, and then also, you know, the fact that it's representing the White Sox, you know, it's just nice. I'm a New York Yankee fan at heart, but the fact that he made a shoe that really matched those Southside jerseys that the White Sox just dropped, and you know, overall it just got that Chicago feel to it. I had to get them, but retail on these was like $300-$350, which is way too high in my opinion. Now if these were $200, $250, I wouldn't feel so bad as to grabbing them, but since, you know, retail on them is so high and I paid for it, you know, I feel like I got gypped just a little bit, so I had to throw these on the list. So coming in at number 3 is the Mach Runner White Sox Southside Edition. All right, guys, we're getting closer to number 1. So my number 2 shoe that I overpaid for in 2022 is the Nike LeBron 9 Low Reverse LeBron Palmer Edition. And you know, I always wanted these. When I seen pictures of them, I had to have them. And I want to say, like, these kind of released overseas at first, and I thought it was gonna be hype on them, so I bought them from an overseas retailer, and then I did a reship service. So basically they shipped it over to the reshipper, and then I paid a little bit more money for them to ship it to me. So like, I paid, like, these retail like $200, $210. I paid like $240, $250 for these. And like, if you guys know this shoe, you could have easily gotten this shoe for like $90, $100, because these did eventually release in the US and no one wanted these, so these sat and these sat and these sat. This is a crazy This is a great colorway, a great summer shoe, a great vacation shoe. I'm surprised that people slept on it the way that they did, but you know, I didn't, and I ended up paying the price for it because I paid full retail for a shoe that I could have gotten for like 90, 100 bucks. Could have saved 120 bucks, which could have went to another sneaker purchase. So I'm definitely mad about that. But this is my number 2 shoe that I overpaid for in 2022, the Nike LeBron 9 Low Reverse LeBron Palmer edition. Last but not least, coming in as my number 1 shoe that I overpaid for in 2022 are these Nike pennies. The one that they did with social status or whatever. And the reason why I overpaid for these is because I did the social status raffle and I completely forgot that I did it. And you know, since nobody really wanted these, I instantly won the raffle and they shipped these out to me. These costed 220 bucks retail, and these are sitting like ducks currently. I could probably get these for like 160, 150, and if I waited long enough, or if my foot was smaller, I probably could get these for like 120, 100, because no one really wants these. Like, the colorway is great. I like the navy or black. I want to say this is navy. The navy with the baby blue hits and the little pink hits on the shoe. And I've never owned this version of the pennies before, so I wanted to add a penny to my collection. That's why I initially went for the raffle, but I ended up tweaking. But at the end of the day, you know, you win some, you lose some. You know, I definitely got a lot of steals this year, as you've seen in my top 10 steals of 2022. But also sometimes I pay a little bit over, or I could have just waited a little bit longer and saved a little bit more money. So this is my top 10 kicks that I overpaid for in 2022. All right, guys, that is my top 10 sneakers that I overpaid for in 2022. What did you think? Comment down below any sneakers that you overpaid for in 2022, and we can chop it up in the comment section. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. Takes nothing but a couple seconds, and you'll be notified of when I drop future videos. And lastly, peace.